So a little bit about me. Once again, I've always believed in doing things ethically. Okay, what I mean by that is I do things with the best intention in mind for that other person. So for example, I talked about this a little bit earlier. The lesson today is right now is guiding the purchase. Once again, we're not salespeople. We're guidance counselors. We're mentors of marketing consultants that are going to guide your prospect or your business owner to the right place. Okay, and so let me just clarify what I mean by that. Okay, 9 out of 10 business owners, what is the one problem that they have? That we all should all know. What is that one problem? Whether they ask you for SEO, whether they ask you for social media, whatever that, what is that?
Converting clients.
Converting clients, okay.
Need more customers.
Need more customer, which is converting clients, and another way to put it, what else?
Growing.
Growing, which is getting more clients, what else? Time, well yeah, that comes with leverage, they need help. But once again, it all comes down to what? More money in their pocket, okay? And what a business owner doesn't know how to do very well is explain that, okay? And what that means is they're gonna say, oh, you know, I think I should be doing this or I should be doing that. And in all reality, that's not necessarily always the best case scenario. So once again, people don't like working with amateurs, okay? If someone tells you that they think they need one thing and you say, and you agree with them, yeah, I get it, I understand why you would say that, but here's the way I recommend, okay? Now no longer is that person in control, because if they're telling you what to do, then why are you even on the call? Yeah. Okay, why aren't you just asking me for SEO if that's what you want? We're on this call to figure out what else I can help you with, right? So once again, if they say, oh, I wanna do this or do that, at the end of the day, we as experts should know exactly what they really want. And what is that? More customers, okay? So when a business owner says, hey, Bobby, I want to hire you for SEO to grow my business, what is the first thing you should do?
I agree with you. Acknowledge that.
You agree with you? That's a great idea, yeah. But before you continue that conversation, what do you want to make sure that that customer is or isn't doing?
Not taking control.
What type of marketing are they doing?
Exactly. So you want to investigate what are they currently doing, because if they're saying they need SEO, that may be because maybe they don't know anything else that they should be doing, right? So what's the first thing you're going to do? This is once again why it's important to niche down, because if you're not niche down, you're not going to know what's the lowest hanging fruit for a business owner. And what I mean by that is this. Who here deals with dentists? Dentists. What would you recommend as the lowest hanging fruit for a dentist to get them new patients coming through the door in a predictable manner?
I guess SEO, but like listing.
You see what's happening here? You have to be clear and confident that you know exactly what you need to recommend so that they trust you as the experts. Like, oh, that's what I needed to do. Let's do it, okay? And so if you're not clear as day with what your niche needs to get the best possible result, we need to do some work, okay? We need to research. We need to figure out what's going to be the best ideal solution for this, and I'll break it down for you very, very simple so you guys can get an understanding of what this is, okay? A predictable method of advertising typically comes from what two avenues? Google or Facebook, right? Because we turn on an ad, start getting leads coming in, great, it's predictable. If we turn it on, we get leads, we turn it off, we don't, okay? That's what business owners need. Most of them don't have a predictable way that they could just turn on a switch, get more clients, and here they come, right? So what you're gonna have to do is understand the psychology between the two platforms. Does anybody know who's the right fit for Google versus who's the right fit for Facebook? Raise your hand. I know you know because you better know. But let's see, Scott, what's the difference between Facebook ideal client, right, and the ideal client for Google Ads as the top recommendation to get clients?
So people who use Google are solution aware. So if your pipe breaks, you need a plumber, that would be a Google move. But someone who is just problem aware, but may not know of an alternative solution, Facebook would be better. So
Some fancy ass way of
So that's a super fancy way of saying it. I'm gonna break down, and he's super on point with it. He just made it. He basically hasn't figured out how to make something super complicated very simple.
yes, that's
Okay?
the problem in life.
And this is what it is. It comes down to this. Google is search with intention. I know I have a roof in my a leak in my roof. I woke up in the morning knowing that, and so guess what? I know the investment attached to a new roof, so I know for a fact that because if I don't call somebody right now, my roof is going to collapse. I am ready to make the investment because if not, I'm not going to have a roof. I might not have a home. So here I go. I'm ready. Dial. I need roof now. Boom. I need an estimate. Okay? Why? Because a roofer, think about what one new customer is worth to them. Thousands of dollars. It's not like going to the gym that's $30, okay?
It's 4,000.
That's why it's more expensive, but
They need the service and
exactly, not only that, but it's a search with intention. It's expensive because you're getting people that are saying, I need this, versus Facebook, okay? What's the difference with Facebook now? Well, you're right, it is, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not a sexy service. Facebook is interruption marketing. Facebook is all about, I didn't wake up this morning. I'm scrolling through my 30-minute break at work on Facebook, like probably all of you guys. I've been looking back there, and you guys have all been scrolling through Facebook all damn day, right? And that's because that's what we do naturally as human beings. But guess what? If you're scrolling through, and let's say maybe...
That unicorn ad that keeps showing up is some marketer that keeps retargeting me. He has a pink-ass unicorn.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The e-com guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So interruption marketing, think about this. I didn't wake up in the morning, but when I'm scrolling through my newsfeed, mind you, I'm by myself, I'm on my break, etc. I'm scrolling through, I see a gym ad. I see this guy, I'm a male. This guy is swole. Let's say I didn't work out, and I was in the maybe in my mind, it's crossed my mind to go to the gym one day. One day. Everyone in this building in here has thought about working out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
one time last month.
okay? Think about if you were in the idea, maybe you said one day I'll walk in, but then you go through this ad and you see something that literally grabs you and says, hey, have you ever thought about going to the gym? If so, check us out. We're going to offer you a free 1-hour personal training session. Obviously, each gym is different. And a free 10-day trial to come in and check it out to see if it's a good fit. Ask for so-and-so when you come in, right? You didn't wake up that day thinking you were going to go opt in for a gym, but you said, heck, why not? This guy's going to give me a free training session, 10 days free. Here's my information. Let's see what happens. Okay? Interruption marketing. Once again, like a dentist. If you got yellow teeth and your guy likes taking selfies, etc., and you're scrolling through your break and they say, hey, here's a $10 teeth whitening and your teeth are yellow, said, why not? Heck, I didn't wake up thinking I was going to get a teeth whitening, but the deal is so freaking good. Here's my information. Let me get my freaking $10 coupon. Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
Okay? So that's interruption marketing. What's going to take me out of, because our attention spans are small than goldfish, okay? So if you can't grab me in the first 3 seconds, I'm scrolling. Okay? So that's why video also, by the way, is very powerful, because if you don't have a very powerful offer, the only other way you can basically share your get someone's trust is by sharing exactly what they're getting via video. So maybe showing the energy in the gym, showing people freaking pumped, showing people just like you in the video so you can relate and you can put yourself in the shoes of the person you're seeing in that video. Okay? That's Facebook, okay? Now Google, what's up?
So would you say for the video marketing, it would be more better for the interruption marketing, what you were talking about?
It depends on the industry. It depends on the industry. Because if you're going after, let's say, roofing, right? You can create this whole engaging video, but if I didn't wake up in that morning knowing that I needed a roof, I'm not going to scroll through a 50% discount off of my roof. I'm not going to click on that. You know what I mean? There's nothing that you can sell me that I'm going to click through if I'm not in the intention to buy something at that high of a value. What's up?
What would make you want to run Facebook for a roofing company just to get more engagement?
The way I would do Facebook on roofers, for example, and this is why you want to recommend and guide them. You say, hey, if they may tell you, hey, I want to run Facebook ads for my roofing, and this happens every single day because I speak to agencies all over the world every single day, hundreds of them every single day, and I get, hey, Angel, I got this roofer client. He wants to run Facebook ads. What would you think would work for him? It's like, okay, great. Obviously, you don't know anything about Facebook ads and how that platform works and the psychology behind it. So how about instead of doing it that route, I recommend you do this because I would never recommend roofing on Facebook. Unless here's the expert tip, it's for retargeting. Okay, and that's where you hit them with
Blind
that humble pie, right? You hit them with the humble pie because you're the expert, not them. And so if they in their mind thought Facebook was the top of funnel strategy, when you tell them, hey, how about we find those who actually woke up in the morning that need a roof because they know they have a problem, and then if they don't opt in for whatever reason because life is in the way, they got kids, they got a phone ringing, whatever, I retarget them on Facebook with additional value, maybe testimonials, etc., to get them back into my sales cycle so I can close them. That's where roofing on Facebook ads would make most sense when you're just trying to capture those who have fell off. Retargeting is key, and you have to do it for especially high-ticket niches because the investment is so large. Think about that commitment. You have to build the trust, and most people need to see things 6 or 7 times before they feel good about doing something. Okay, I'm sure everyone in this room has seen more than 6 or 7 videos of me and Chad doing trainings, etc., which is why you are here. If we just posted one video and then did this, you guys wouldn't believe us. Does that make sense?
Video guy.
You're the one video guy. And so that video must have been extremely fire.
I just I happened to see Chad at a conference. I didn't even talk to him.
There you go. But you had enough information to know that if you came and committed and took a risk to come here, that you were going to get something out of it. So whether you saw him at an event, which was one encounter, and you saw him again, some people are different. I'm that same type of guy. If you got a freaking great offer, just give it to me, and I'll tell you yes or no. You don't have to follow up with me. I'm either going to tell you yes or no, straight up. So this is why guiding the purchase is so important, because no one, once again, wants to work with an amateur. If they expect that you're an amateur and you're just saying yes, yes, yes to everything they're saying, you're not a guidance counselor. You're just an order taker. Okay? You're an order taker, which means who's in power? Them. Okay? You are the expert. If you want people, mind you, my closing ratio is through the roof. It's like, honestly, when I was doing my calls, it was 100% closing ratio. And I'm saying that because I did extreme qualification prior to jumping on a demo call. Showing you the process that I did. I qualified them, made sure that they were a right fit before I even jumped on the phone. I made sure, hey, by the way, if I do jump on a call with you, I want to make sure we're on the same page. And I check them. I make sure they're on point because I don't have time to waste. Neither do they. And so it's in their intent. It's like a benefit for me to be so serious and straight to the point for them because they know I'm not playing around.
You're saying you had 100% closing ratio on agency sales when you were selling?
On agency sales, after I've qualified them and I know for a fact that I can help them. And prior to that demo call, I added additional value, and this is a little hack. What I've done is during that presentation, mind you, you guys can all do this because you have the agency website. Does everyone have an agency website in here? Yeah? Okay, great. So think about if you say, hey, I'd love to share you my strategy here on this next, either tomorrow or the next day. In the meantime, check out my website and go through it. And I have a lot of stuff on there that you probably like to see, including all the deliverables that you're going to get by working with me. So if you have any questions about anything, I'd love to tailor that on the call. And basically what you're showing them is everything that they're getting with the service, not only leads, but the dashboard, how the CRM is going to look when they get leads, like all the little deliverables that they wouldn't get with any other marketing agency. And so when they jump on that call, not only are they curious about what your strategy is and how you're going to help them, but they have added value because they already know your credibility because they checked your website out prior to that call. You see? Is everyone on the same page there? Yeah. So anything you can possibly do in your power to enhance the conversion rate, you want to do it because that is how you're going to feel extremely confident that what you can do is going to help that person. Does that make sense? Great. So what does this mean? It means everyone in this room needs to learn the skill set of how to say no. Does everybody know how to say no in here? No. Okay, who would you say no to? Who would you say no to?
And are you talking sales?
In sales. So from everything we've done, you're speaking to a client. Who would you say no to, for example?
Someone that I already know doesn't the qualifications that we need.
Okay, so he's qualifying them, and he knows he's not going to waste 45 minutes of his time because based on the questions that he's asking, he knows for a fact that it'd be a waste of his time if he jumped on a call with that person.
Do you want an example?
Give me an example.
So like we do like birthday party bookings for companies. So we always ask, how much are you doing average? What's the maximum you could possibly take in parties? If that gap is not big enough for us to price the point that we price at, then
it's not a right fit.
We can't help you.
And do you have a downsell, or what do you do? What's that process for you when, let's say, that person isn't qualified? Okay, what's that next step for you? What does that look like?
So we're creating basically a software right now that allows most of these people that have places that do birthday parties for kids and stuff, like, they don't have an actual booking system. So you can't book online, you have to call. So we're creating a booking system that's only a couple $100 a month so that they can put it on their website and at least start generating.
And so up to this point, up until that software is built, what have you been doing for those who aren't qualified?
We basically just re-put them in a pipeline for follow-up later. Hey, listen, this is why we can't help you because this is what we charge. If ever in the future you feel like you can host more parties, then contact us.
I'm going to give you a little tip there. Add another line. Ask them, by the way, who else do you think would also can benefit from this right now?
Great idea.
Right? Because you never want to, one, close the door. And if you're speaking to a dentist or a roofer, they know a lot of roofers, just like you know a lot of marketers, right? So you want to leverage their networks if they're not qualified, and then incentivize him to share to his network by doing something like, hey, by the way, I understand that this isn't right fit for you right now. Who would be the best? Who would you think can benefit from something like this? And mind you, if they sign up, I have a referral program where if they do subscribe, I'll incentivize you by giving you $500 off of your marketing services, and hopefully that arrangement would make more sense for you to start with me. That motivates them to not only bust their butt to get more money and bring you referrals, but now it makes more sense for them to go out of their way to post into their community, into their connections list, and share their experience with you, okay, on that group so other people can join. And basically it's a referral strategy. You're literally using that person that wasn't qualified to serve as your communicator, your connector, which is what it's called, to go out into his audience and literally promote you as the go-to guy, when in all reality he's doing it so he can get the services from you for that discount. You see?
How can you make sure they do that right there when you're on the phone?
Do what?
To actually refer you to other people.
So right when, like he said, once he knows, let's say the margins aren't right fit, right? There may be other things happening there. In that case, it seems like that business owner is expecting you, the marketer, to build his business for him. Okay? We're not in that business. Okay? As marketing agencies, we're in the business of helping businesses grow their existing business. We're not in the business of helping people build their business. We have our own businesses to grow. Okay? So anyone who doesn't have an established business, which means they don't have the margins, or maybe they don't have the frequency, or maybe they don't have enough products to upsell, or maybe they don't even have a value ladder, right? Then they're expecting you to come and say, hey, I pay you this much money, you're going to do all this for me, and it's going to magically happen one way or another. And that's where you got to cross the line. That's where you draw the line. You say, hey, I completely understand. I don't believe right now is a right fit. This is what I highly recommend you to do. And you want to do this. And this is what I do, and this is what I've always done. And this is how I've gotten such a high closing ratio, because I always believe I can help someone one way or another, whether I do the work or I show them how to do it. But mind you, this shit is complicated. So even if you share them the strategy that you're going to implement for them, and you give it to them on a silver platter, like, they're not going to know how to do it. And so you're the expert that they're going to come back to and say, hey, Bobby or whoever, Ali, I try to do this strategy. It sounds like a great strategy, but I'm getting super bogged down. Like, I don't even have time to do this. Like, how does this work? How much do you charge for something like this? You see, but because you've provided value up front, it only makes sense to come back to you and ask you questions about what was it that you just did, and how many people share with them all their golden nuggets when they're not going to get a deal. You see, so it's like a way to hook them back in and not close the doors for them, okay? So once again, you want to make sure that what they're saying that they want is exactly what they need. And this is where you guys are basically the referees. You blow the whistle when they say they want one thing and they really need the other thing. Because we all know in this room what they really want, which is new business. So if they say, I want social media posting, or I want this or that, and what they really want is new business, new leads, you're going to say, hey, I get it. All of that makes a lot of sense. But I highly recommend, because I know exactly what you want, to start with this so that we can start making some money and we can then reinvest that back into X, Y, and Z that you wanted to do. Does that make sense? Because without money, guess what? Are they going to renew your contract? Hell no. Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're not making them new leads, new business every single month from the start, try justifying how to pay that next invoice when you haven't seen a lead in their pipeline. It's very hard, okay? And I used to sell SEO up front, so I know firsthand how freaking hard it is, but you have to be extremely knowledgeable to do this. But that's a whole nother skill set. You can go the lower hanging fruit route, which is going the route where you know for a fact that this is going to bring them predictable revenue, and then taking what they think they need right now and saying, hey, that is a great strategy, but it's better off if you do it at this time in your business. Because with SEO, for example, we can run that right now, but you're not going to see results for anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And that's why I want to start you here, because with this strategy, I know for a fact we can start this campaign and within a couple days, we'll start getting phone calls. What sounds better?
The immediate leads.
Hell yeah, it does. Why? Because that's how I'm going to justify to pay you again. Right? Because at the end of the month, if I haven't made any income, try collecting another $1,000 from me. Hell no, okay? It's not going to happen. I'm not going to feel good about it. And so you're going to lose the business, and it's because you didn't guide the customer. You just took orders, and you took the orders that he thought he needed, and because he's not an expert and you are, and he didn't get the intended results he thought he was going to get from the things he thought he needed to do, now who's taking the blame for it? You guys. Who's not getting paid next month? You guys. Who wasted a bunch of energy, time, effort, and everything, prospecting, sales, following up, all that crap? You guys, okay? So why do all of that energy? Why spend all that energy if you're just going to lose the client after 1 month?
That's so frustrating, dude.
Isn't it?
It really is.
How about building a business where you actually put in the work and actually keep the clients? How about that? Okay? And then by keeping the clients, you're keeping them because you're bringing them what? A return on investment, okay? I give you $1, by the end of the month, I should have 3. Or at least double my money or something. Or at least break even. Shit, something. But if I got zero scrap, nada, okay, from the end of the month after 30 days, and I had seen no engagement, no movement, no nothing, that person is going to have a really, really, really hard time, unless they're like a relative of yours, okay, to pay that next invoice. Is everyone on the same page there?
Yeah.
Okay, so my strategy is a little bit different because I take the consultative route. I take the doctor approach. And what I do is I use something like, let's say, InstaSites or InstaReports, for example, to start the conversation. All I care about is starting a conversation with someone that I know I can help, whether it's with a website, SEO, Facebook, etc., and then guiding them by asking them questions, what they think they need. And then I'll say, great, that sounds good, but would you like to hear what I recommend? Okay, because now you're telling them, wait a second, who's the expert here, are you or me? Because the last time I checked, you called me. I don't know, you could, right? So you want to leverage the fact that you're the expert and they're not.
Right there on the discovery call, you do this, you do all this.
So the discovery call is where you qualify them and you basically say, are you in the business, right now, can you handle more clients? Or in the discovery call, what you're going to do is you're not really going to have a discovery call because you're going to go through the InstaSites route. And then on that demo, when you're reviewing it, that's kind of where that discovery happens naturally, right? And then basically through that, you're going to investigate, gather information. And there you would then know exactly what you can help based on how that report comes out. Does anyone have any questions?
No, but I do want to clarify something. So if you're using one of these lead-ins, InstaSites or InstaReports, then your demo call, you can go right into pitching. Otherwise, do you advocate a 2-call close system where you qualify them first?
100%.
Qualifying somebody on the demo, you should already know.
Yeah, so that's the email strategy essentially. That's what I did. So I would blast out emails and I would only engage with the ones who replied. Why do I care about following up with someone who's never even replied? So out of, let's say, 100, I'll send that 100. Let's say 25 of those reply. Guess who I'm focusing on? I can care less about the other 75 because obviously they might convert later when that follow-up sequence starts happening. But right now my priority are the ones who I know I can help right now and they have raised their hand that said, hey, I need more information. Right? Because we don't have enough time to be wasting because we're here trying to build a 7-figure agency. And if you're here spinning your wheels on someone you can't help, you're never going to make it. It's all reality checks, guys. You know what I mean? This is all this is about. It's having clarity because all this is, guys, you guys, by the way, you guys all have the resources to have a 7-figure agency, believe it or not. You guys all have all the resources you need. You just need more clarity on how to get to that level.
I kind of like the cold emailing concept. I think that's kind of I don't know, for lack of a better word to explain it, but is there like a Calendly link that you put in there to schedule a time for them to actually call you or?
Yeah, so when you send them the link with the preview of the site after they've replied, hey, yes, send it over here, in that preview you can send them the link, or you can just ask them for their phone number, but I would just send them the link and then follow up with them. Because I'm all about...
Like maybe 20 Insta sites or something.
Exactly. So you want to make sure that, one, that's why I said control your volume, because you want to, if you're doing this yourself at first, you want to make sure that you can handle the capacity, right? You can handle the amount of responses so that you're on point with the follow-up and everything.
You recommend sending the site first and then following up?
No.
Or scheduling it where you go over the site with...
First step, sending out the email.
No,
Yeah.
I said it wrong. But after you sent the email and they said, yes, I want it, do you recommend then sending them the site straight away or scheduling a call where you can go over the site?
I send it, and then I follow up to make sure they got it.
Send the link for the Insta site.
I send the email, which I gave you the script for, and in there you plug in the site, right? And then you're going to follow up with the business and say, hey, I'm just looking for so-and-so. I just want to make sure that he just got the email that I sent. I spoke to him earlier today. I just want to make sure he received it. Can you just confirm with me real quick? Great. And then if he jumps on the phone, you can say, hey, Johnny, I was the one that just sent you the website. I would love to follow up with you. I know right now you're probably super, super busy, so let's follow up either later today, this evening, or tomorrow morning. What's going to work better for you? So I don't want to take away time right now because I know you're probably super busy. And what I'm doing right now is what? Because remember,
He does have time.
wait, but I called him.
Right.
So who's in power? So that's why even if I know he has the time, I don't. Okay? Oh, I got the time right now. Oh, but I don't. I have another call coming up right now. So tomorrow this evening or tomorrow I have time available. What's going to work better for you? Okay? Control the power. If you do not control the power, you will never make a sale. Okay? Do you know how powerful that is? Do you guys all understand the concept of controlling the power in a conversation? Yes. Got it? Okay, great.